All right, Charlie, thank you so much. Well, Vita Coco is one of the top players in the coconut water market. It's a space that's been shared by some brands that you definitely know of, PepsiCo and the Coca-Cola Company and a few others, Tim. And North America has definitely been a dominant market for this drink specifically.
Yeah, in the U.S. alone, the coconut water market size is projected to surpass $18.5 billion by 2031, growing at a compound annual growth rate of nearly 19%. With a look at the market and more, let's get to the interview with Mike Kirban, co-founder and executive chair at the Vita Coco Company, joining us from New York City. Mike, good to have you with us this afternoon. Earnings came out late February, reported net sales for the fourth quarter that beat the average analyst estimate, the stock soaring nearly 15% on that news. I do want to take a step back and talk big picture here about the marketplace, growth, consumer demand. Where are you seeing demand right now in the category?
Yeah, thanks for having me. So coconut water is the fastest growing category in the beverage aisle today. 20 years after we started building this category from scratch. It is one of the largest beverage categories across the tropical world. And now over the last 20 years, we've been building it in North America and Western Europe. And we're seeing coconut water become a household staple across these markets. And we think that as we continue to grow and continue to educate consumers on the many benefits and usage occasions for coconut water, we think it will continue to become a household staple in both North America and Western Europe and all the other markets where we're continuing to build our business.
Hey, North America, as we talked about, has been a dominant market for the drink. Talk to us a little bit about if that's kind of where you see the continued growth or how you find and tap into other markets, where you see future growth in particular. And who do you see as your kind of typical buyer, if there is one?
Yeah, so North America continues to be our largest market and continues to grow incredibly fast. Today, we're in 1 in 10 households in the United States. If you think about other similar type of categories, Ocean Spray is a brand that I like to reference quite a bit. Cranberry juice, Ocean Spray is in 4 in 10 households across North America. So, this is something, as we think about coconut water, which has all these incredible usage occasions. It's incredibly hydrating, drink as a sport drink for replenishment, but it's also amazing in a cocktail and it's amazing in a smoothie in the morning. So it has all these incredible occasions for usage. And we think that as we continue to grow, more and more households will continue to come into the category.
Curious about the cost side of the equation here and specifically where the ingredients come from. Where do the coconuts that you guys use come from?
So I actually just got back yesterday from Sri Lanka. We manufacture quite a bit in Southeast Asia, Sri Lanka, Philippines, Thailand, and also Brazil is also a large center for our production.
Any problems that you guys have seen with kind of some of the challenges or wars, I should say, around the world? Is that impacting you guys at all?
We saw, freight costs increased a little bit with the issues around the Suez Canal, but that's been moderating, and we've been able to, continue to, withstand that and grow our margins, and we don't see that as a major issue for us moving forward.
The animal rights organization PETA has raised issues about monkeys being forced to harvest coconuts in some parts of the world. Has that been something that you've experienced at all when you've been traveling and you've been sourcing these?
I've never seen a monkey pick a coconut. This is something that does happen in Thailand in a tourist attraction, but is not something that is used in typical coconut farming techniques. We cracked over 1 billion coconuts last year to produce our coconut water, and none of them were picked by monkeys.
But how do you ensure, Mike, and we certainly have from just reporting in the business world and financial world, that when you get into emerging economies, sometimes oversight is not always what it needs to be. How do you ensure that everything that goes into a Vita Coco drink, that it is done in a sustainable and caring way and fair way?
Yeah, it's one of the most important parts of our business, actually. Over the last many years, we've built through the Vita Coco project. We've done incredible things on the ground. In the Philippines, for example, we've built over 40 schools. We're educating farmers specifically on new techniques and bringing them new types of coconut trees to improve their yield and increase their income. So we do a lot of work on the ground. We also do social audits of all of our facilities, making sure that everything is done in the best way possible. And I think this is one of the beauties of the business. Is we've been able to create this business off of what historically was a byproduct of the coconut manufacturing business. The water has always been a byproduct. We've been able to help upcycle that byproduct, give these markets, these farmers an avenue to sell the product, and at the same time put programs together to continue to develop help develop these economies. So that's been one of the most rewarding things for me. Yes.
Mike, how have you been able to innovate in the production of this? I'm curious about ways that over the last 2 decades that you've been able to experiment with cutting costs. Are there ways to make this a concentrated product and then add water to it once it's at its final destination? Are there ways to create a fountain drink out of this? Talk to me about innovation here.
Yeah, so as we think about cost, it's scale, right? So coconut water, like I mentioned, was historically a byproduct. It's about the actual packaging and process of packaging that is costly. But over time, the more scale we get, the more we're able to leverage that scale and bring down costs. As we think about innovations and so on, we're really focused these days on more sizes, more pack types, more flavors, and expanding shelf space. I brought up Ocean Spray earlier. When you think about it, we built this business over the last 20 years selling single-serve individual, Vita Cocos on the shelf. We would have 2, 3, 4, 5 facings at a grocery store. Today, over the last couple of years, we've been introducing new pack types and new formats with 12 packs and 4 packs and 6 packs and 1 liters and multi-packs of 1 liters. We're starting to build out that billboard on shelf. And if you think about that compared to Ocean Spray, which has 4 times the shelf space we have, that's kind of something that we're working towards, is continuing to create this billboard at retail for consumers to see coconut water as they're walking down the aisle.
Hey, Mike, for someone who's been doing this for 20 years, started back in 2004, as you continue your build out and look to do, more growth in the North American market and elsewhere, I'm just curious, do you plan to continue to do it alone? You're a publicly held company, I get it, but I'm sure you've had people knocking on your door. Is there a plan? At one point, Coca-Cola owned a brand, then obviously it was sold back to its creator. But I'm just curious: is there any plans, or are you open? Is there a partner or a price that would make sense for your brand to get together with someone else?
I mean, we have a great partnership with Keurig Dr. Pepper. They're our largest distributor in North America, and they're a small shareholder, but they're really a great distribution partner. So we feel we've got the right partnerships and resources, and we generate a lot of cash, and we feel we're in a really good position to continue to invest in growth. And that is our main priority today.
So is that a no?
Yeah, for now it's a no. It's we could grow this business significantly with the setup that we currently have.
Well, really cool stuff, and look forward to talking with you again as you guys continue on that growth path. Mike, thank you so much. Mike Kirban, he's co-founder, executive chair of the Vita Coco Company, joining us right here on Bloomberg Business Read. What?
I was an early adopter of coconut water, like back in the day. I've been on the coconut water train for years.
How many different flavors do you have?
I just like the regular one.
The regular one.